53,000 at the game. You could have easily have slotted in another 10,000. As I said, if those 10,000 aren't going to sing, then if the hardcore are in the stadium anyway, 5, 6, 7,000 of them, there's always going to be a decent atmosphere. I mean, look at when fans were allowed back in the stadium when we played Arsenal. There were 2,000 in there.
Yeah,
the atmosphere was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
The noise coming off
exactly.
those 2,000 people was, pretty immense. So
that's true, actually. Yeah,
just a bit disappointed. I haven't seen the Go Compare man in there singing yet. He would whip it up.
Oh, Wyn Evans.
Yeah,
he would. Yeah, does he come to games? Is he a Spurs fan? I don't know.
He is a Spurs fan, apparently.
Okay, yeah.
But when Wyn Evans appears, do we ever win?
Well, yeah, because the first game was Crystal Palace, wasn't it?
So
that's a win-win.
It's a win-win. Yeah, nice. I like that. Yeah.
Uh,
So, got another question from Blank at Spurs are on the up, saying, "I'm still dining out on that win. Do you think Nuno had an epiphany? If so, what was the catalyst?" It's a good question, actually, because why all of a sudden, after that Arsenal game, when we were playing long balls and no midfield, we suddenly had a midfield and were playing through the midfield? What made him change it? Was it the pressure from everybody else, or
Paratici gave him an absolute bollocking the day after the Arsenal game, I reckon.
I think you're probably right.
Because, I mean, obviously you see Paratici and Hitchin on the bench, and they're obviously there barking orders, and as he is the boss. I mean, obviously, you've got a manager of a team, and people will often say, leave the manager to do the job.
Yeah.
And anyone senior above him sort of can fuck off and do one. But this is Paratici's reputation that's on the line. He's come from Juve, where they won absolutely fuck all for a few years.
Yeah.
And just won trophies consistently for 10 years. So he's obviously there in the background, revving up the troops. And, I saw a tweet the other day that, he was seen chatting to Højbjerg. I think it might have been at half time, actually, before they came back out on the pitch. So he must be going around to everyone, just sort of rallying the troops up. But it gets to the point, who is the driving force behind the team? Is it the director,
did you see,
or is it Nuno?
Well, did you see Jack Brooks' comments?
Yes.
Apparently that Paratici's had some chats with some of the players and just said, you've really got to start taking responsibility now. And I think that maybe is undermining of the manager. I don't know, but equally, I think he's saying to the players, look, this cannot always be on the manager. Some of you guys have got to start, taking this on your shoulders too, because it doesn't reflect well on you.
And I think in a way that's kind of been our problem a bit. It's soon as Pochettino started losing control, lost the dressing room a bit, we've never been good. No. So, I think, and obviously with Mourinho, it just all was a bit of a shit show anyway. But yeah.
But obviously having Paratici there, someone that, maybe the manager at the club needs someone in the background there just to mop everything up and say, right, you're absolute being cunts at the moment. Put some effort in on the pitch. We're paying you 100, 150, 200 grand a week, and you're not putting the effort in on the pitch. So maybe the structure that we've got now will be beneficial to the club, because they know ultimately that, if you don't give a shit about our manager, Nuno, or, you've got Paratici there in the background that will be there just to whip you in shape and just say, come on, grow some, bollocks and actually, take a bit of responsibility.
Or you have to go and sleep with the fishes.
Well, I suppose he's, the proper director of football, really, in that sense, because in the past, we've Comley and the other Fabio, what was his name again? Baldini. They were just more sort of acquisitional directors of football, weren't they, in terms of recruitment and things like that. This guy seems to be over everything, and I think he's going to be the kind of, if you like, the thread that keeps it all together. So he's going to be the go between the players, the board, the manager, the youth team, the recruitment, and to have that overarching responsibility. He's clearly having to say, look, the players, you've got to take responsibility here. Doesn't matter if he's out in 6 months, 3 months, next year. This is the project.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely. So we haven't really got a game this weekend, of course, because it's all international break time.
Yeah.
So we haven't got any predictions to do, really, which is fine. So we've got some couple of England games coming up. You guys watching the England games?
Yeah, I'll probably watch them, but I'll be more interested to see what happens with this Lo Celso Romero situation, whether they get to do 5 or 10 days isolation.
Well, that's a good point, actually, because the third game that Argentina play is on the Friday the 15th, and we play Newcastle on the 17th, on the Sunday.
Yeah. There's something I read.
Who the fuck put that together? That schedule,
madman.
I mean,
but haven't the club apparently said to both Brazil and Argentina, asking them kindly if they can release them early because we need them. So, but we're not sure yet, because apparently they've been double jabbed and they can isolate back at the lodge, but still is a bit of a grey area. Are they being asked to isolate for 5 days, which could mean they're ready for the Newcastle game if they release them a bit earlier? Or 10 days, which puts them out for no good. They might as well train in bloody Croatia.
Do you think they could get Doherty to isolate for 20 days?
Well, 20 years.
So we don't have to play him. Yeah. But okay. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
But that's going to be we'll just hopefully everybody comes back unscathed and we're able to put a team out at Newcastle.
And hopefully some of their respective FAs just see a bit of common sense, because yes, they need them, but if they play it right, maybe they play some of the earlier games, and those players that are further away who've got to isolate longer, they'll say, right, okay, we'll move the teams around, and you can go back and we'll do a bit for your club, and you can do a bit for us, and a bit of give and take there. But I know that doesn't always happen. But that's what should happen.
Yes. Yeah. No, absolutely. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up there, guys. Unless you've got anything else to say.
I think that's pretty much it.
Bit of a shout out to Redemption Brewery and Totty Pie and Mash. And thank you very much. Coys.